Hi, everybody. In our lesson 2 of Up the Ladder, we're going to be working on our I can statement. I can monitor my reading, looking for evidence or details that support what I notice. So, I want you to think about a time when someone told you something that just absolutely blew you away. So, think about this. The other day, I was talking to a kid who lives near me, and she told me something that she was reading about space. She said about 1 million Earths would fit inside the sun. I was absolutely amazed at that. I just started thinking about the Earth and try to picture 1 million Earths. You know, then you can almost just feel your brain growing. And as I thought all the Earths, as I think about all the Earths sitting in a pile, of course, we need to be fascinated by that detail as we did in the last lesson. But then I need to realize that this detail isn't just fascinating. It also helped me learn something new. The sun is so much bigger than I imagined. I wonder if more parts of the solar system are also much, much bigger than I had ever imagined. And that's what reading about the world should feel like. Those fascinating questions and details lead to new ideas and new learning. So today we're going to teach you that as readers of nonfiction books ask themselves, what do I notice as they study details? And as they continue to read, they ask, what am I learning? Thinking about those questions that help them grow as readers and learn about the topic. So we're going to begin reading again out of Mummies. We're going to be looking at pages 6 to 7. Okay. So as we read, we're going to think of things that are going to help us to grow knowledge. All right. But it's sometimes, it's easy to forget how important this is. Don't overlook those details. All right. So we need to remind ourselves to do what's called brainy work. Pay attention to those specific details. We're going to click over to Mummies. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I read the heading of this section, which is mummy making. So I think to myself, what could this be talking about? Making mummies? Right? Maybe it's going to tell me the process in which they use to create a mummy. So I'm going to keep reading. When something dies, it decays. Insects, wild animals, and bacteria eat parts of the body. There's a word in there, decays. They're saying that when something dies, it decays. And then insects, wild animals, and bacteria eat parts of the body. So that would be something I might jot down as a new thing that I'm learning. That after something dies, bacteria eats it away and decays it. That's interesting. A mummy is a dead body that doesn't decay. So what I'm learning that the body of the mummies don't decay. That's an interesting fact I need to write down as well. A mummy can be made in 2 ways. Now, at this point, I'm going to be looking for information about those 2 ways to make a mummy. Now, remember, we're stopping. When we stop, we're looking for, what am I learning? What are those details? What am I trying to learn about this topic? Don't forget the pictures. Okay? What can you learn from this picture? I'm going to be looking from what we just talked about. And I see this mummy and the sarcophagus, and they're saying that this is a mummy, but the body hasn't decayed at all. It's the same as if it was when it was first put in there. And then we have another picture of mummy as well that is showing it didn't decay. That means it didn't break down and turn into dust and dirt. So what you're going to be doing in just a second is you're going to read the remainder of this page right here. And I want you to think, what interesting details are you learning? And then we're going to discuss them together in class. Okay, read that and think about, what did you learn? Okay, the first thing I would have learned was that people can use chemicals to make mummies. Okay, so those chemicals must kill the bacteria. And it also says, if it's in the right place at the right time, it can become it naturally. So they're going to make mummies with chemicals, and it can happen naturally. So in certain places, bodies can become mummies all by themselves. So they must not have those bacteria there. So as you do your independent reading today, you're going to be reading your own nonfiction book, and you're going to be creating a list of those details that are important, that increase your knowledge about the topic. You're going to keep a list of those, and you're going to submit those